Hello, and you have just logged on to our the Cincinnati Preschool Promise webinar as we present how to financially survive the coronavirus. But before we begin, please allow me to read our legal disclaimer. By accessing or viewing any of our webinars made available by Cincinnati Preschool Promise, you understand the information provided in the webinars does not constitute legal or financial advice. You agree that with respect to your access, use, reliance on the webinars and the information presented therein. 1, CPP shall not be liable for any incidental, consequential, or indirect damages, including without limitation, loss of profits, even if CPP has been advised of a possibility thereof, and 2, without limiting the foregoing, the total aggregate liability of CPP to you in connection with the same shall not exceed $100. And number 3, CPP makes no representation, warranties, or covenants expressed or implied with respect to the same, and hereby disclaims all such representation, warranties, and covenants. At this time, if you will please mute your phone so we can begin our webinar, I will turn it over to our Executive Director and CEO of Cincinnati Preschool Promise, Shara Fisher-Jackson.
Thank you, Lakisa, and thank you everyone for joining us this afternoon. This is the third part in a series of webinars that we've hosted to make sure that our community providers are connected to industry experts to help them survive the coronavirus crisis. We appreciate your ongoing attention to these matters. We welcome your feedback and support during these challenging times. You can always reach us through our website or direct contact with any CPP staff member. Today, I am pleased to introduce an industry-recognized expert in the financial field and a local hero in making sure that he connects families, communities, business leaders, and entrepreneurs to the financial resources and literacy that's needed. I'm honored to introduce Mr. Chuck Futel, Regional Vice President of Primerica.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the introduction. So I'm going to begin and spend a little while talking about how to financially survive the coronavirus. And so hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully this will help everybody improve their situation financially. So what we're going to do is talk about what you need to know. The first thing that everybody needs to know is that now is not the time to procrastinate. You cannot make it if you have your head stuck in the sand. This pandemic, this event is going to change everything. And what you have to say to yourself is, what's going to happen on the other side when things get better? What's going to happen on the other side? What is my business going to look like? What is my finances going to look like when we get to the other side? So right now, there are 3 types of income situations that everyone's dealing with. The first one, and probably many people in this, that are on this webinar, you've lost your income. The governor shut many of the businesses down. And so your income has been significantly reduced. The second type of person is a person who your future income is unsure of over the next 6 months. Then the third person, their income is stable or maybe it's growing. They have other streams of income that's pouring into their household. So in everything that we do, you have to evaluate your financial situation through the lens of your 3 income situations. So the first thing I want to start out with is the basics of financial planning. If you think about it, and I've been doing this for a long time, and we've worked with people who are over all different sectors of life. We serve over 3,500 families here in the tri-state area. So the thing that you need to know is that you want to build a strong financial house. As I've been advising people over the years, there are 3 things in which you need to have in place. Now, many of the people that you talk to don't have this in place, but I want to give you the 3 things that you need to have in order to get it right. The first one is you need to have life insurance protection. What does that mean? What it means is that your financial house, your financial future is unstable if you die and you don't have life insurance in place. So you want to have life insurance in place, because what it does, it creates a cash estate for your family to be able to live on. The second thing that you need to have is what's called emergency savings. Now, emergency savings is something that's very interesting. If we look at what's happening all across the United States, most of the people in the United States have less than $1,000 that they can put their hands on to deal with an emergency. And that's not good. So if a person lost their job and they had $1,000 or less, they're in real trouble, because they probably wouldn't be able to pay their rent. And then there's a whole lot of negative things that happen when you don't have an emergency savings in place. The third principle that you need to have in place in order to have a strong financial house is you need to have a spending plan. And what do I call a spending plan? A spending plan is a plan for how you spend your money. Now, everybody spends money, but most people don't have a plan. So we put the words together. I don't care if you're conservative, I don't care if you're liberal. Everybody spends money, but very few people have a plan. And so what we want to do is I want to talk about having a plan and putting these things in place. Now, you might be sitting there and saying, wait a minute, Chuck, I don't have any things in place. I don't have any of this stuff in place. Well, guess what? Now is the time to do it. So let's start with the spending plan, because it's very important. What you want to do is you want to say to yourself, where's my money going? I mean, money is coming into my house. Where is it going? Even if your money is limited, you need to know where it's going. So the first thing you want to do is create a list of your monthly expenses. So you will need to write out or have a way of tracking everything that's going out of your house. Where's that money going? The second thing that you need to do is you need to separate these expenses into two types of categories. One is called your fixed expenses. These are things that are relatively stable and you pay them each and every month. So in other words, it's your mortgage or your rent, your car payment, your internet service, your credit cards, insurance, that type of thing. So those are your fixed payments. The next one's called your variable expenses. These things fluctuate over time. So in other words, it might be your groceries, your entertainment expense, your Duke Energy bill. Those things fluctuate over time. So you want to get a handle on those areas. Now, the next thing that you need to do, once you write them down, you need to start evaluating your expenses. Now, this is where you can really get some things going. This is where you can really try to separate yourself and look at some things. Now, the first one is your rent. You may be in a situation where you want to evaluate your rent. Maybe you're paying too much in rent. Maybe you can be in a different location or a different situation and pay less rent. Maybe you can be in a different situation where you have more square footage for your business for the same rent. I don't know the answer to that question, but once again, you need to reevaluate your rent. I work in an office facility, and I've been doing this for years and years and years. And 2 years ago, I decided to change my location. I decided to get into a smaller location. It saved me a bunch of money in rent. And now with this coronavirus, we're working virtually. I'm saying to myself, I don't need as much space as I have right now. The next thing is phones. We need to be very careful of our phones. You can get caught up into your phones. And right now there are companies out there that are very competitive for your mobile service. So you can cut your mobile service down. You know, last year we were paying X number of dollars, but I talked to my wife. I'm like, this is crazy. Let's cut it down. So we got our phone cut down. We cut our health insurance down. Once again, you want to shop for that. Health insurance was a big expense for me. And so I was able to, I talked to a broker that specializes in health insurance. And if you need that, if you want that referral, just call me. I have my number in there and you can call and find out how you can get a cut. It was a significant cut for me. So it was a 30% cut on my health insurance. Your utilities. Once again, utilities are something that you could look at as something you can save money on. I went out, and here in the state of Ohio and many other states across the United States, you have a competitive situation where you can go and work outside of your current provider. So I switched up the people I'm working with. And so here in Ohio, we have Duke Energy. I switched that up. And so I saved 15% on my electricity, 40% on my gas. Once again, call our office. We can tell you who we use. Interest expenses. Those things are going down. You need to understand the federal government has reduced the cost of money to zero. So what that means in English is that if you have a variable interest rate on your credit card, that's going down. Your debt, you can refinance it, make that go down. If you have a house, you can refinance your house. And you want to look at the interest rates that you have in there. You could save literally thousands of dollars by doing it. Once again, we could walk you through and teach you how to look at that and cut your expenses there. The next one is your auto and homeowners. Once again, something that people don't think about, because people are driving less, the premium on your auto and homeowners is less, particularly on the car side. And so I looked at mine, and I have an older house, and they used to didn't want to work with people that have older houses. My house is over 100 years old. But once again, I went in there and I was able to get that reevaluated. It shocked me, Jourdan. I was able to save $1,500 a year on my auto and homes. I was dancing. My wife said, "What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?" I saved $1,500. What you mean, what's wrong with me? That's a bunch of money. So we were able to do that. Everybody's seen the fact that fuel has gone down. Guess what? It's going to be down for the next 2 or 3 months. And so people aren't driving as much, but once again, it's the lower cost. The next item is your life insurance. Now, one of the things here, this is a place where you can have some untapped money. If you have the type of insurance, there's a company that kind of markets their insurance to healthcare providers, but if you have the type of insurance where there's savings included in that insurance, you can have that. You can have that. We'll evaluate that insurance to see if it makes sense for you. But for many people, you can get what's called a term insurance policy and pull that cash savings out of that policy if you need the extra money. I mean, we had people in the past 30 days save anywhere from $200 to $20,000 coming out of those policies. And then the last thing I want to say in here, many companies that are offering tangible products, they're doing deals right now. So car dealerships, they're looking at, well, if you need a car right now, you don't have to pay for 3 months, and then we're going to give you 0% interest. So there's a lot of opportunities in there. This last part I want to talk about is you need to have a conversation with your financial companies. Now, first of all, if you're in trouble, what you need to do is communicate to them. You need to call them, go to their website. Regardless of your situation, whether you're in good shape or bad shape, you want to have that communication with them. So that's number one. So I want to target some people that you want to look at. Many of the lenders, car dealerships, credit card dealerships, they understand that we have a crisis right here that this country has not seen. And so what they're doing is they're allowing people to defer their payments 30, 60, some companies 90 days. And so what that means is that you don't have to pay during that period of time. However, you need to understand your debt did not go away. You need to understand that they're going to charge you the interest over the 30, 60, or 90 days. So you need to be prepared, and you need to be stacking money so that when you have to pay those bills, you can handle that and not damage your credit. The next area is the IRS. The IRS has done something to really help people. They've extended the timeline for people who file taxes. So that gives you a little bit of help. Maybe you can work with that. There's some things that you can do from a strategy, a tax saving strategy. Once again, if you call us, we can talk to you about a tax saving strategy there. The next thing that you can do, as I mentioned, look at converting your life insurance policies that have savings in there. You shouldn't stop paying on your life insurance. I said that on the first thing, but if there's a better value, you want to look at that. And then the last one here is that you can take a withdrawal from your IRA. That's something very new that Congress has come up with during this pandemic, where you can pull money out of your IRA or your retirement plan, if it's an individual plan, and use that to help you get by. Now, there's a danger with this, and the danger is that for many people, they've been saving in their retirement accounts for many, many years. I would not recommend that you pull your money out during this period of time, because it could hurt you in your future. But I understand if this is a worst case scenario and you need it to survive and you have a plan to come out better, well, then I get that. The last part is that we want to look at opportunities. That's what you need to do. Let's get on the brighter side of things. Now is the time to get better. What you want to do, and I'm doing this in my business, everybody I talk to, I encourage them to do this. What you need to do is make sure that your business is better on the other side. After you get past this, you need to make sure your business is better. You need to answer the phone. Let people know that you're engaged. Let people know that your business is open. Call them back. Call them back within 24 hours. Number 3, you need to stop doing things that don't make you money. This is a great time to reevaluate your business, what works and what doesn't work. And then the things that don't work in your business, you need to stop doing them. Next one, stay with your core competencies. Whatever you do well, stay there, because that's where your strength is. Add some digital marketing, and Jourdan is the marketing man on digital. Get your digital marketing together, get your social media together. It's very inexpensive to do that. And while you're doing that, figure out who your target market is. Who is the person that your communication vibes with them? What are the parents that vibe with you? You need to figure out who that person is, what do they look like, and then you need to market to people that are similar to that. Next one, work on personal development. When this crisis happened, I'm working harder than I ever have. I got 6 books on Audible. Why? Because once again, I want to come out of this thing better. I got 6 books. I'm working on myself. I'm working on my business. I'm working on my connections. I'm talking to my clients. So you want to do that. The next one, you've got to sell your way out of this income compression. You've got to work harder right now to help you get on the other side, because you work hard right now. When you get on the other side, you will be amazed at what's going to happen to you. And sometimes you don't know, you won't even understand how good it's going to be. In 2008, I'll give you this example. We went through the financial crisis and we were working. Our revenues were down significantly. It was down by 2/3. And we just kept on working, kept on calling. And ultimately what happened about 2010, clients started to come back to our business. Our clients were 4 times bigger than what we were getting before the financial crisis. So understand you need to work harder during this time. Next one, increase your network. And you want to network with positive people. They don't have to be here locally, but you need to start working with positive people. You don't need to have the news feed in your head. You don't need to have all that stuff in your head, because it'll mess you up. You need to be around some positive people, some positive business owners, and y'all need to be talking about strategies, how to grow, how to make my business better, how to make my daycare better, how can I be more attractive, all that kind of stuff. And then look at, if you need to, consider a side business, get a side hustle to bring in some additional income, because we don't want people to go out of business. I love all these business owners. I think it's beautiful. I think it's great for America. I think it's great for our economy. I think it's great for Cincinnati. We don't want people to go out, but sometimes you have to change up a little bit and do something different in order to get your income coming through. And then this last one, I'd like for you to think of the benefits of this pandemic. That's right. You heard me say this. You need to write down 25 benefits of this pandemic. If you look at the 25 benefits of this pandemic, what it will happen is it will put balance in your life. It's a spiritual principle. It's going to cause you to be able to come out of this scenario in a better way. You're going to get more excited. You're going to see the other side of the coin, because most people are looking at the side of the coin that the news media is talking about. But if you can flip the coin over, you can see something else and you can be better. As I close, you want to know who I am. My name is Chuck Futel, and what we do is we offer services, insurance, investment, and planning services. You can contact us regarding the resources that we mentioned on the webinar. My email address is chuck@chuckfutel.com. Our office phone number is 513-821-3332. Thank you very much, and I pray everybody do well during this pandemic.
Thank you so much for sharing those valuable resources, ideas, instructions, and really providing a pathway for providers to take the next step to protect their financial future. Now I'd like to introduce our next presenter, who comes to us from the African American Chamber of Commerce. And just a reminder that this year, the Cincinnati Preschool Promise is providing and offering complimentary membership to the African American Chamber of Commerce to all of our community providers. There's no time like the present for you to take advantage of that. And here to share the great benefits and offerings of the African American Chamber of Commerce is Jourdan Ivory, the program director. Jourdan?
Hey everybody, how we doing out there? My name is Jourdan Ivory. I'm the program director at the African American Chamber. And although this is not our lovely office, just like most of us, we're working remote. However, the Chamber is in full motion Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And please make sure you reach out to us. And at the end of our slides, I'll be able to direct you to exactly who we're talking about. So today I want to talk about a few things. I want to talk about what the Chamber is doing during the COVID-19 pandemic and how we're assisting small businesses. I also want to talk about our general business information and things that we have happening. I want to give you contact information for our team because just as Chuck shared his, it's very important to make sure that you reach out to the resources that you have. And to piggyback on what Chuck said, this is a prime time to network. This is the best time to slide into DMs, guys. This is the best time to reach out to that person for that virtual coffee, okay? This is the time. And I also want to share with you our social media contact information because I know a lot of us are grasping information from different spaces. And during a time where we're being overwhelmed with information, we are cutting off some of our some of our digital spaces. Some of us are on social media getting our information. Some of us are ignoring social media and only getting stuff from the news or email. So I want to make sure, and Chuck will vouch for me as well as Shara, that I try to meet everyone wherever they are, okay? So that way you can get the information and we can build together, okay? So as we progress through, I will be touching on all things that we have happening, okay? So on our next slide, we're talking about what the African American Chamber is doing to help. We have social media posts asking the community for support of our businesses, okay? Now, I tell people all the time that the Chamber goes both ways, all right? We can only create as much as we can dream up. However, the beauty of what we do is that we have members, okay? And most of you are our members, just like Chuck Futel. And the beautiful thing is that if you tell me what you want to see happen, you tell me how you want your business to be represented out of the Chamber, okay? I will help you in every capacity I can to make that happen for you. Okay, so social media is one of those ways. And the image that you're seeing right now on the screen is how we dropped, this was during the first weeks of the pandemic that we dropped Black-owned businesses that are offering carry-out and delivery. Because as you know, just as child daycare is being affected very drastically, all right, food and beverage is getting hit just as hard, if not harder. All right, so we want to make sure that we shine and show a light on all the businesses that have food for us, okay, that are Black-owned and inside of our network. All right, so now what is the African American Chamber doing to help? All right, a lot of people have noted that the Chamber is doing something that a lot of places aren't doing, okay? And that includes all the chambers, the other chambers. That includes a lot of professional spaces. And one of the things that really stuck out to me during Chuck's gem dropping presentation, okay, because Chuck dropped some gems on y'all today, all right, is that he said that you need to sit down and list out 25 benefits of this pandemic, all right? And a lot of people are talking about the negative part of this right now. They're not talking about the positive, all right? And that's the media, that's our gatekeepers, but we as a people have to start thinking about the positives that are coming out of these new norms, okay? And I know I'm saying that, and some of y'all are like, Jourdan, it's gonna go back to normal, but this is a new norm. Okay. And the reason why I say that is because we have to come out of this pandemic better than we came in. All right. We have to do what we have to do to make sure that we're still shining in spaces. And I'm taking that truly to heart at the African American Chamber. So as other chambers are shutting down, only providing crisis information, I'm doing everything in my power to bring our programs virtually, which we have happening. We do 120 programs a year. At the Chamber. In 2019, we did 176 under my directorship. This year, we are still on track, and I am proud to say, to do over 200 programs at the African American Chamber. And as we talk about the benefits of coming out of this pandemic, I have been pushing tech on the African American Chamber since the day I stepped in the door and got my seat. And Chuck will definitely vouch for me on that. We have digital sign-in. We have digital survey forms. We have a lot of things that are new to the chamber sphere and new to Black businesses in our area. So not only are we pushing the cuff, but we are truly proactive to this working remote. The one thing that I was unable to make happen, okay, at the time was virtual programming. Our programs happen during the day. And I know a lot of you childcare providers that are already members of the chamber sometimes struggle to get to our evening programs, our midday programs. And so my big push to the board was, why don't we offer them virtually? Why don't we record them and put them online so people can have access? The pandemic has allowed us to make that happen, guys. Okay, so as we talk about negatives, let's talk about these positives. So we're providing program weekly, almost daily. Yes, I said it. Daily, okay, programming virtually via Zoom, okay? And so if you go to our social media, you'll see this flyer right here, all right? It tells you how you can access Zoom and access our programs that are happening, okay? So as we move on, let's talk about what the African American Chamber is really doing to help, okay, outside of just virtual programs. So we're offering vibrant programmings, but the programs are relevant, all right? We're not just talking professional development. And my background is in PR, and as the program director, I get to make the titles as awesome and eclectic as I can. However, the one thing that I try my best to make sure that we do is keep the same brand voice from pre-COVID-19, okay? So that way, as you're reading our stuff, we're not evoking any emotions. So I want you to know that we are creating professional development programs that make sense for right now, okay? They're not necessarily called crisis information. They're not necessarily, the surviving of what we are dealing with right now, but more so inviting you to learn some of these tools that we all needed before this pandemic, all right? So the flyer that you see here is our project management made easy workshop. We all need a project management tool. So this program actually took place some weeks ago. We are talking about bringing it back, and I have a whole 11-week tech series with Joshua Reed of Influ dropping here very soon too. So not only are these programs happening, they're relevant and they are timely about the things that are happening right now. And we all know that working remotely, having multiple people inside of our facilities, having new families for some of us inside of our facilities, as well as projects that were in motion before we got into this, all right, we need to be able to track that. That is what that program is about. And we've got many more programs very similar to that about what's happening, okay? Now, the African American Chamber is host to the Minority Business Assistance Center, okay? What that means is that we're helping all individuals that either qualify for the Minority Business Enterprise Certification, the EDGE Certification, the Veteran Benefits Enterprise Certification, and we are working, hopefully by the end of this year, to actually have women's business enterprise certifications coming out of the Minority Business Assistance Center in Cincinnati. We are the largest MBAC center in Ohio. This is a state-funded program. They offer business certifications. They also offer business plan help, all right? They also offer business consulting. We also have a wonderful program housed inside the Minority Business Assistance Center called the EBA, the Executive Business Accelerator. And I know Chuck Futel is a graduate of that program, but that program is helping businesses just like Chuck Futel's take it to the next level. Even as we're growing, especially in the childcare sphere, as we get these new stars, sometimes we don't know how to level ourselves up. And sometimes we feel like the information that we're getting is information we already know. So our EBA Accelerator is really pushing the cuff to help you think about things that are happening. And if you would like more information about that, please make sure that you reach out to our Director of MBAC, Deborah Davis, and that slide will be coming up at the end. So I'll make sure to key in on that. Now, although we are doing these phenomenal programs, although we are still moving in motion, I want you to know that we are still taking this very seriously. So we're dropping videos daily, okay, about relevant information. And our president, CEO, is Eric H. Kearney, previous state senator, the second Black partner of Cincinnati, in a law firm in Cincinnati. Eric Kearney truly fights for children. All right. I believe, and I may be mistaken, but he walked from the Ohio River to Lake Erie on foot to bring awareness to abuse inside of homes with dealing with children. And that is something that truly, it makes me almost emotional, because the thing is that we're not just saying that we're here for child care. We're very serious about the child themselves, okay? And in doing so, we have to be serious about you guys as daycare providers as well. So we are so blessed to have this partnership with CPP, okay? As well as having individuals in our tribe like Chuck Futel to make sure that we get this message out appropriately. Now, my president, although he's phenomenal, okay, he's dropping information daily on YouTube. And one thing that I want to say is that not only are we doing programs virtually, they're being recorded just like this. And so now we're putting them on YouTube, and you'll be able to access those via our website. So truly, we are pushing the cuff during this time. Now, I'm not working our slideshow. I do see that our president, CEO, put this together. So there is some repetition. All right. So feel free to click through. This is a short video, but feel free to check that out on our website. Now, we are taking this so seriously that we are making personal calls. And just like Chuck Futel said in his presentation earlier, you got to show people that you're still in business. Okay, so you got to be timely with those phone calls. You got to be timely with the responses. So make sure that you are on top of that customer service. And I know in daycare, especially child care facilities, it becomes tough, okay, because these people are your family. You're dealing with their children, and in most cases, their children are spending more time with you most days than they are at home, okay? So you are emotionally attached to them. We are the exact same way at the African American Chamber. We aren't a chamber base of over 5,000. We're a chamber base of under 1,000. So the beautiful thing is that we want to make sure that all of you are doing okay. So as you become a member of the chamber, you will get frequent information from us. But each member on our team, which you'll meet at the end of the slideshow, actually is calling our members daily. I have made 143 personal calls myself, okay? We're asking businesses how they are, how they're doing business-wise. What can the African American Chamber do as a resource? And how can we just help you in general, all right? My big thing about doing programs at the African American Chamber was not just treating the professional, but treating the member as a whole, okay? And so we'll dig a little deeper into that in just a second. We're reaching out to diverse groups of economic development and community organizations. Now, I want to say that again. We're reaching out to diverse groups of economic development and community organizations. Now, more than ever, we are getting fake news. Things are being told, and then things are changing. And that's the day and age that we live in, where sometimes information comes out and then it gets built out before it actually becomes fact or law. And so with that, I want you to know that the African American Chamber is doing everything in our power to make sure that we get the proper information that we can put out to make sure that we are giving you information that is helping you succeed. Not only in doing so in terms of information, but we're having conversations at the local level. We're having conversations at the state level. And we've been on several calls with the White House in regards to what's happening, all right? We are serious about this pandemic, but I want you to know that we are not sitting down with our hands, okay, under our laps. We are truly making this happen. Now, we are sharing information about our members, all right? We consistently have a great things that are happening, posting coming out. We initially dropped those on social media. Now we're adding those to our newsletter. We are also doing great things in terms of our social media posts, as I had said before, okay? So find us on social media. Be sure to check out our website, and all that information will be coming up, okay? Now, I believe that this slide is a repetition, so let's click through this one as well. Keep going. Keep going. All right. So now, Governor Mike DeWine, of course, has issued a lot of directives, okay? So we are staying on top of that. And if you go to our website, african-americanchamber.com, and that will be presented at the end, so don't worry about writing it down now. But if you check out our information on our website, we actually have a coronavirus COVID-19 resource guide. So as things are changing, we are updating that list, okay? That bad boy is so cumbersome, okay? I'm not going to force you to read it, okay, all the way through. I want you to go and check it out. See if there are some things that can help you, okay? There is information about applying for disaster loans through the US SBA, okay? This is very serious. Why? Because it is constantly changing. The beautiful thing about what we do at the African American Chamber is that we have an amazing relationship with the SBA, as well as the SBDC, which is the lending arm of SBA. I want you to know that we are doing everything in our power to bring trainings to our members, all right? And let me say this, even if you are not a member of our chamber, you should be, okay, because Preschool Promise is paying for it, okay? So take advantage of that free resource right there. But our programming is free and open to the public, okay? I'm very serious about that. I want the information to get out there to all. And if you know me, I'm all about you showing up, but the next time you show up, you got to bring somebody with you, okay? And Chuck Futel knows all about that, okay? To the point where he's brought his daughter, he's brought his wife, okay? We're very serious about that. I promise you the information that we are releasing is real. And as soon as SBA gets approved trainings, I will have Joshua, from the director of SBA in our region, giving programming immediately, okay? We are trying our best. I call him daily. I'm very serious about that. I call him daily. Hey, has the PowerPoint been approved? Why? Because we typically do not get this information. And when we do get it, it's sometimes too late. And so I want you to know that we're doing everything in our power to make sure that the timing of this information is timely, but also relevant, and giving you enough opportunity to be able to ask questions and lean on your resources. Now, we are sharing our work across the board, okay? So if you have questions, and I want you to know that we can be of services, okay? So this is a clip from the Jobs and Family Services Board about unemployment, okay? So if you have information or you need some help, please reach out to us, okay? We are constantly in contact with these individuals. And we'll go to the next slide. And this is something that is coming from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce directly, okay? They are doing exactly what we're doing in terms of updating chambers as a whole across the nation about information in regards to payroll loans, all right? In regards to grant monies that are being put out. So I want you to know that that's a resource for you too, okay? Now, we also are producing and sending out information about the IRS, all right? As Mr. Futel said previously, the IRS has extended the date, okay, to July 15 for submission, all right? This will help you, of course, get your stimulus check. This will also help you get a lot of other things that you have going, I'm sure, in order, all right? And here at the African American Chamber, we are offering resources such as reduced cost tax services, marketing services, insurance. And when I say insurance, I'm talking health insurance as well as property and casualty, okay? So very, very serious and intentional about that. And the one big thing that really sticks out to me, and those were three huge things, okay, is that in daycare, we typically don't have a 401k, all right, that we can offer to employees. As a member of the Chamber of Commerce, you get all three of those things are already listed, as well as an opt-in 401k, all right? These are member benefits that then become employer benefits for you to offer to your employees at no extra cost to yourself, all right? So I want you to keep that in mind. And if you have more questions about that, here at the end, I will introduce you to our membership director, Alex Thomas, who can help you navigate that as well. We are providing reliable and accurate information, okay? So we are in collaboration with the National Urban League, with the Health Gap of Cincinnati, with Councilwoman Jan Michelle Lemon-Kearney in the NAACP to make sure that we make this happen in an accurate and effective manner, okay? There are times and times again where we can talk about how we've been looked over during hard times. I want you to know that in our region, we are fighting for our voice, and we have access to a lot of spaces now, okay, to be able to come together and make things happen. There are great things coming out of this pandemic. I promise you that, okay? As much as we have bad, there are great things. Now, I want you to also know that we are also advocating for you, okay? So not only are we pushing out information, but we are helping our businesses gain recognition via PR, okay? PR is something that's huge for us at the Chamber. And although the press doesn't always like our stories for whatever reason, okay, we push it out there, all right? We're very serious and intentional with the way that we move in marketing. And as Chuck told you, I am a true digital strategist. I am very, very much so in the tech sphere. So this is something that's incredibly important for me because not everybody gets their information in the same space. However, most people recognize when you're on a digital platform such as the Inquirer, Cincinnati.com, the Cincinnati Business Courier, and that offers you leverage, all right? It also allows you to have a voice, okay? So if you have information that you would like to get out via what's happening with you, what's happening with your business, I want you to know that here at the Chamber, we're a resource for you, and I'm going to do my best to make sure that we get the information out, okay? So now, let me introduce you to my team, okay? Because I'm only one man in a real well-fueled machine, okay? Here at the African American Chamber, we are located at 2303 Gilbert Avenue, okay? Our offices are, of course, closed at this time, all right? But I would like to start off by introducing you to our Minority Business Assistance Director, Deborah R. Davis. She is our Regional Director for MBAC. She is phenomenal. She is the director of our Executive Business Accelerator that I was telling you about as well. And Deborah is all things MBAC, okay? Business planning, business consulting, business coaching, certifications. She does it all. We represent 17 counties across Ohio. So from Cincinnati, right here on the Ohio River, all the way up north to Piketon, okay, which is mostly Appalachia, all right? And just like us, they tend to get looked over too. So we are doing everything that we can to make sure that we are spreading the word across the state, okay, as well as across the local region. Now, of course, you're gonna get to see a wonderful picture of myself. I'm Jourdan B. Ivory, our program director. Please take note that on each of these slides, okay, and I know you'll be watching this on your own time, so you will be able to stop and start this, but please make sure that you take note of our phone numbers. We are checking our voicemails daily. I personally check mine 3 times a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, okay, just to make sure that we're reaching the needs of our consumers, all right? So please make sure you reach out to us. Our personal numbers are on there as well, okay? Let me introduce you to our city and MBAC administrator, Henrietta Hunter Shepard. Most of you know Henrietta. She was currently out on sick leave. She is now back, okay, as of this week. So if you have questions in regards to accessing our website, accessing the Chamber Master platform, because as a member, you are allowed to post on our calendar. You are allowed to post job postings. You are allowed to access the resources that we have on our website, and you're able to create your own personal page on our website too. So other individuals outside of our local region, as well as inside of it, can look for your business, okay? So Henrietta is a great resource for that. Now, truly, and I call this her Vogue picture, okay, because she's styling and profiling here. Alex is our newest member to our team. However, I feel like she's our most critical person, all right? Most people will tell me that I'm that critical person because we do so many programs. But without members, I can't do programs, okay? I can't have attendance at programs and we won't function. So Alex Thomas is phenomenal, okay? If you have questions, I need you to reach out to Alex in regards to membership. If you want to get signed up for Chamber membership via the Cincinnati Preschool Promise, all you have to do is call that number that you see, 513-475-7150. And the reason why I spell that out to you is because you can call Alex and we can get you signed up over the phone. Let me repeat that. You can call Alex and she will get you signed up for a membership over the phone, okay? We'll have to do a slight search just to make sure that you're inside the Cincinnati Preschool Promise list, okay? And if you're watching this and you are not, please still reach out to us. Let's find ways that we can work together, okay? Also, we have our transformative initiatives and sponsorships person. And most people probably look at this slide and they're like, hey, what the heck are they talking about sponsorships right now for? Big businesses and some businesses are not really poorly affected by COVID-19. And as Chuck Futel stated, we have to think about these benefits. Businesses are using this time to help the community via sponsorship. So we are really actively looking for sponsors, looking for ways that we can help Cincinnati Public Schools, looking at ways, and we had a very long conversation today with Shara Fisher-Jackson in regards to the concerns and things that we see happening inside the child daycare sphere, as well as questions that we had too. So we are working on transformative initiatives specifically in our industry focus with child daycare providers. So as we wrap up, I will talk to you about a roundtable idea that we have come up with, and I want you guys to reach out to me with more information about that. And last but definitely not least is my boss, our president and CEO, Eric H. Kearney. And when I say that this is the man, okay, Eric is the man, okay, in all terms. They call him the connector in chief. And if he hears me say that, okay, my job might be at risk, all right? So you guys might have to hire me over at CPP, all right? Because Eric Kearney doesn't like it because he feels like it's his duty, all right, to connect individuals in the community with other resources and assets inside the community. And what's so mind-blowing to me is that Eric's community is not just the Cincinnati region. It's not just the state of Ohio. This man knows the previous president, Barack Obama, okay? They know inside of his network, he knows a ton of people, okay? So if you need something, as I said in the beginning, this is a two-way street. Let me know how we can help you, and I'm gonna let you know, of course, how we're helping you as well, but the communication piece about what you need and what we can do to help you is very key. And I am almost positive that you can't hit us with something that we can't help you with or guide you in a direction to a resource to help you with it as well. Now, I said it in the beginning, and I want to be very serious. Follow us on social media, okay? That is the quickest, easiest way to find out what's happening at the African American Chamber, okay? You can find us on Instagram at the Cincinnati AA Chamber, okay? I know it's kind of cumbersome, all right? The Cincinnati AA Chamber, okay? Follow us there. On Facebook, we are the African American Chamber of Greater Cincinnati in Northern Kentucky. On Twitter, we are the Greater Cincinnati AA Chamber, all right? And the manifest destiny of YouTube, I don't know how we did this, but on YouTube, all you have to search is African American Chamber. Now, I got to take a drink, guys, so give me a hot second. So on YouTube, you can find us at the African American Chamber. And as I stated before, and let me repeat again, not only are our programs there, but we have tips and tricks from our president CEO, Eric Kearney, on there as well. So our website, African-Americanchamber.com, okay, is a great, great resource for all things chamber and COVID-19, okay? And actually, when you log on to our website, before you get to any other page, it is going to prompt you with our COVID-19 resources, all right? They are links. You can click on them, and it will take you to different spaces. The second thing that I want to say about that page is that it has every single person on my team's contact information, phone number, as well as the email and title. So if you don't know who you're looking for, call me, okay? Reach out to me, 513-475-7140, and I would be happy to help you and guide you in any way, shape, or form that you are in need of with the Chamber. Our team here at the Chamber is here for you, okay? We are truly here to help you, all right? We are a resource And I don't say this in a negative fashion about any other chamber or anybody else, how they're operating it during this time, but we are in full force, okay? Typically, we would meet once a week because we were all in the offices together. Now we meet Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. So if you reach out to me with a concern, an issue, or in need of help, it will at a minimum be addressed on the morning call at 10 a.m. Okay? So please, if you need us, reach out to us. We got you, okay? There are great things happening at the African American Chamber, still happening during this time. We are super, super thankful for Shara Fisher-Jackson and the team at Cincinnati Preschool Promise. You guys are doing phenomenal things for child daycare facilities, child daycare providers, as well as the children of this community, okay? As I spoke with Shara today, I got off the phone. I have 18 years in child daycare, and my last title inside of daycare was a state licensed administrator in Dayton, Ohio. Shara left me at ease about a lot of things that are happening, but also helped me understand where a lot of these issues really are and how some of this information is coming out, but not necessarily becoming true and has affected us in crazy ways. I would like to offer the concept that we create a roundtable of child daycare providers at the African American Chamber where we can address some of these questions that we have as a chamber with you all as a whole. And I want it to be a very candid conversation about how we can help, what resources are needed, okay? And these can be things that you've already shared with Cincinnati Preschool Promise or shared with individuals inside the sphere and the network. We want to bring you guys together to make sure that we help you document them, but also create an action and execution plan behind them. So we are so thankful, so thankful to be here with Chuck Futel, the amazing man that he is, especially when it comes to money, okay? But also with Shara Fisher-Jackson and the team at Preschool Promise. So thank you guys.
So thank you both for a wonderful presentation to our community providers. As you said, dropping so many gems and valuable resources. So thank you, Jourdan. Thank you, Chuck. It has been a wonderful presentation. We would like to encourage everybody going forward to revisit the slide deck, reach out to Jourdan, reach out to Chuck. They've offered themselves up as resources, as sources of information and support for you forward going and how to build your business and continue with the very brave work that you do. 2 reminders from Cincinnati Preschool Promise again. Chamber membership is available at no cost to all of our community providers that are engaged with the Cincinnati Preschool Promise. And Cincinnati Preschool Promise has resources available to help family child care programs get their financial house in order, do their tax preparation. Please reach out to the Cincinnati Preschool Promise, any member of our staff, to access those resources to put you down the path to financial success and keep staying in the business of providing quality access to preschool education and kindergarten readiness throughout the Cincinnati public school footprint. Thank you very much, and we look forward to talking with you all on our next webinar.
Thank you very much, Shara Fisher-Jackson and your whole staff at Preschool Promise. We love you guys. Keep up the great work.
Thank you guys so much for this opportunity. We appreciate it.